G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present my round 20 review. And it's another good week for me this week. So we're really starting to climb up the ranks now, ladies and gentlemen. So I feel super thrilled about that. So we scored 2,694. We're still at a top 1% score. We went up 290 spots to now a season rank of 1,096. One trade left in the bank. So we'll be holding on to that final trade for dear life. The season is starting to come to an end, so there's not really too much to talk about. Wasn't really any injuries or suspension worries or that sort of thing this week. So, look, videos now are just going to be pretty quick. Round reviews are just going to be pretty quick and simple, but I am very happy for how my season has panned out, so I'm super thrilled about that. Nick Dacos got hard tagged by George Hewitt. I don't think Hewitt scored well himself, but he was actually my VC, Nick Dacos. Actually, I should probably tell you my VC and say it was going to be Dacos into Bont. But for whatever reason, I got cold feet with Bont. The Dacos VC failed, and I actually went with Zach Merritt as my captain, which turned out pretty well. I was a bit nervous, but I did see a stat on Twitter that Sydney do leak a lot of points inside the midfield, so that was great for Merritt to do well there. Tom Stewart 101 thought he would go a bit better against Freo, but Geelong played pretty average. Sicily, a lot more attention went to James Sicily this week. I just had a feeling, the reason I didn't captain him, I just had a feeling that St Kilda would do something to him. There's no way they weren't going to let him get 43 touches, that sort of thing. So look, he delivered a very solid score at the end of the day. Much better in the second half. I think he scored like 70 points in the second half there. Jack Sinclair, 113. He was getting hard tagged early by Finn McInnes, but they dropped the tags, which I was pretty surprised because about one of the only things we were doing good in the first quarter was stopping Sinclair, and then we took the tag off him and he went nuts. Will Day, look, I had my concerns about 2 months ago with this bloke. He's just been fantastic over the last 6-7 weeks. Only one bad score of a 65 against Carlton, but after that, they've all been 90-plus scores. So super thrilled about Will Day. Glad I didn't luxury trade him or whatever. That has turned out to be a good hold. What's his 3-round and 5-round average? 3-round average of 109. 5-round average of 100. So that's been really good. So very happy with Will Day. Also happy with Harry Sheasel now. I think he is taking advantage of some good matchups over the past few weeks here. So he went well against us. Went well against the Saints and the Eagles. Who are his next 4? They're not too bad. Melbourne, I'm not sure. How has he scored at Blundstone Arena this season? How many games have they played there? They've only played 2 there for a 98 and a 68. I'll be interested to see how he goes against a pretty good footy side this week. Sheasel going up against Melbourne. But I think what's really helping his scoring is Zeeble is being phased out. Hall can't get a game. He'll probably go as well. So Sheasel is really taking advantage of that. And if they can just keep him at half back, then I presume he can score 90-plus for the rest of the year. Mullen, after being the sub for a couple of weeks, didn't get a game this week. Bont, 101. He got hard tagged by Ward after the first quarter because he was going bananas. Only scored 51 points past the first quarter. So glad I went with Merritt at the end of the day. It was a bit. I didn't really know what to do with the captaincy there. Glad I chucked it on Merritt. That does help because it's so important at this point in the season to know your vice captain and captain, probably more important than ever. Because if you haven't got a, I think my side is actually a good side, but you can just get that little extra advantage if you know your captain every week. So, yeah, glad with Merritt there. Laird, 129, cool. Bad day for Port. Dawson, 119, good as well. These two are quite consistent. Petrarca, 141. Didn't watch much of this Richmond-Melbourne game or the West Coast North game because I was at the Hawks and Saints game. But Petrarca 141, I think he did still play more forward, but he still is able to get touches on the pill. So I'm not as concerned as I once was. I still think he could deliver a bit of a stinky score pretty soon because he's just ridiculously consistent, but probably not. The one trade I did last week was Tom Liberatore in for Will Ashcroft. Liberatore, I just thought he would take advantage of the Giants. The Giants midfield isn't super restrictive, and I just thought, he'll take advantage of that. He's usually quite consistent as well. He's really the main midfielder I was really missing left, so glad I got him in. He's doing really well this season. Probably a career best year for Liberatore. He's going up against Richmond, Hawks, West Coast, Geelong. The next 3 matchups should be brilliant. Oh, low battery percentage. What's it on? 10%. All right. I'll have to make sure I finish this on time. Merritt 139 captain. I think Mills did make Zach Merritt known during in the stoppages, but I think Merritt's just an absolute gun. Runs all day. Very good captain Essendon have got. And shout out to Lance Franklin. He has announced his retirement. He won't be playing again. He did his calf during the Essendon game. He's announced his retirement today. So best of luck to Buddy. One of my all-time favourites when he was at the Hawks, and he was just playing. He was still playing some really good games, even at the age that he was. So shout out to Buddy. Him kicking 100 goals was a real special moment. I was at the game in 2008 when he kicked 100 against Carlton. Got to 100 goals in the season against Carlton. Didn't run onto the ground. We were at level 2 and we just couldn't be bothered. So, what else? That running goal with Buddy against Essendon with Carl Hooker chasing him down. Buddy hurdling against Collingwood. 13. 2 flags. I love Buddy. So probably one of the all-time greats. I reckon he's probably probably the first or second best player I've ever seen. So love Buddy. Wish him all the best. Andy Brayshaw, 137. He's been a tremendous pickup since I got him. So he's had 2 really good games against Geelong. I picked him up for the Geelong game. And look at these scores here. Just one poor score. Been a tremendous pickup for me. So when I picked him up, he was averaging 100. He's now averaging 107. Really good pickup. I'm very happy with Andy Brayshaw this season. Lachie Neale, Tuke Miller, hard tagged him. It's with a lot of these players. A lot of these players get tagged now. Couple of poor in a few weeks for Lachie Neale here, so which is a bit disappointing, but he's an absolute gun. I'm sure he can deliver a couple of really nice scores before the season's done. Team English, 163. You just got a vice captain or a captain, this bloke, so I think he should be on my plans this week. Rowan Marshall, 113. There were little rumours he could be out, but he did pretty well against the Hawks. So I thought Lloyd Meek played pretty all right against him, but Saints and Rowan Marshall were just too good. Josh Dunkley has missed a beat since he came back into the team. 115, 133, awesome. One of the best players in SuperCoach, so no complaints with me with Josh Dunkley, so awesome. Errol Gould's so fun to own because his ceiling's just crazy good. He can just deliver some absolute belting scores. Can throw in the odd bad score, but that's all right. I don't mind that. Errol Gould's been a terrific pick this season. Connor Rozee, 104, super consistent. I love owning this bloke. And look, he's a bloke that for next year I'd love to own in the midfield. So, I might pick him just because of how consistent he is. I love it. Tim Taranto, he's had a poor few weeks actually. 4 of the last 5 games, he's gone under 92. He's really starting to slow up a bit. Everyone's got him though. I'm not too fussed because he's just lowering his average to make himself cheaper for next season because I am quite interested in picking him in the midfield next season. But next season is next season. Let's enjoy this season while we can. I'm sure we all are going to miss SuperCoach, playing SuperCoach when it's December and it's ages away. So just enjoy the season while you can, regardless of what rank there is, what rank you are. So just enjoy the season while we still have it. I'm trying my best to. It helps having a really good season. So I'm pretty happy playing this at the minute. Darcy Cameron, 127. Awesome. I was very tempted to put him at R3 just in case Marshall heard any news about Rowan Marshall, but glad I didn't. It sounded like he was good to go when I put Cameron on field. Himmelberg, very good role, but just not really delivering, is he? Just really disappointing from Harry Himmelberg. The role's really good, but he just does some stupid shit, like kicks it out of bounds on the floor with 10 seconds to go when the game's on the line, that sort of thing. I benched Keys over Himmelberg. And look, I lost 5 points, big deal on that. But this Keys role, I'd rather play Himmelberg just because at least I know the role is there. Keys, he kicked 2 goals and scored a 77. This is not working. So I'll be benching him if there's no injuries. So I think that's what I've decided on. Vice captain and captain, I think it's pretty simple this week. English into Merritt. Merritt's going up against the Eagles. That should be really good. What did he score at Optus Stadium early in the year against them? 110. I think he's in for a really nice score this week. I've got that feeling. And Tim English, his form is just insane. He's 725k. What's his break even? A 121. That's mental. Yeah, he's just been going bananas over the past 6 weeks. So it's hard to ignore. Got to chuck the VC on Timmy English. So I think this is how we're going to set up once again this week. I guess the question is, would I rather field Himmelberg or Keys this week? I think Himmelberg just because the role's so much better. Giants haven't lost the game since they've moved Himmelberg down back, I believe. I believe this is correct. I think it was no. They lost the Richmond game, and I believe he was playing down back then. But 2, 4, 6, 7. Their win streak, they've won 7 out of 8 games due to Himmelberg being down back. Even though he's not performing the best, it is the right formula at the minute for the Giants. So I wouldn't be worried about a role change anytime soon. Keys, it's just not working out. So if I had an extra trade, I'd love and a little bit more money banked, but I spent all my cash on going Ashcroft to Libba. But if I had a bit more money in the bank, I would love to do Keys to like Cornelio or Butters, because I think that's what the main disappointment was for me this week. Just Cornelio going really well, Butters going really well. This was really the first week that both these guys at the same time really hurt me. So, but I mean, we still went up nearly 300 spots in the ranks. Not too big of a deal. So, look, that's my team. Not really too much else to talk about. Look, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how I'm standing. Look, the end of my goal now, well, it's been for the past 2 months to finish inside the top 1K. A top 1% score this year, I was going to be super thrilled with. I'm really happy where I sit with this team and my rank. But if we can finish inside the top 1K, that is, I'm very happy, because it would easily be the highest rank that I've ever achieved. So, so feels good. Look, I've made finals in all my leagues. I won my game against Snag, so unlucky, mate. But I won my game to jump into 6th because heading into this week, I was sitting in 9th. And then the SDS SuperCoach League, I am 2nd, so that's awesome. So final start now for leagues. I'll probably do a video this week talking about guys that you can sort of target heading into SuperCoach finals. I know a lot of people will be interested in point of differences and that sort of thing. So, look, I'm happy with making finals in all my leagues. So we'll see how we go there. Where did Brad finish in this? league. 4th. Yeah, good on him. As I say every week, shout out to Stuart's Misfits. I believe he's 157th now overall, and he's in our league. So shout out to him. He is doing he's having a fantastic season. Yeah, 157th. Fantastic year by Ryan. So keep it up, mate. Yeah, no, look. Well done to anyone that made finals this into our leagues this week. Unlucky for anyone that missed out, but you've got the minor premiership to target for yourself and see if you can win that. So sorry to Huffy's big guns as well. I kicked him out of the top 8. I do apologise, but had to be done, I'm afraid, Bradley. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how overall this season is going. I feel really good about my season and how it's panning out. So hopefully we can just continue this form into the last month of the season. So look, I'll leave it there, guys. I'll do a video this week talking about pods that can lead you into some grand finals and SuperCoach finals wins, that sort of thing. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night, guys. Cheers.